I call Adrian Ruaku.
Tēnā koe te maunga e te whare. E tino honore tēnei kia tuake ki te whakahokia ngā kōrero ki te whare e tuake nei. Ki a koutou e tuku kōrero mai o tēnei take tēnei ahau e tuku mihi atu ki a koutou. Just really wanted to start off in te reo Māori, Mr. Speaker, because I think to bring back some decorum to the proceedings, because I think some of the contributions that I've heard are so far off the mark. Let me start with the first contribution from Sarah Dowie. I mentioned in my contribution earlier that the public right to know review of the official information legislation by the Law Commission. If that member doesn't like this bill, she's going to really be annoyed by this report. Seriously annoyed, because not only does it bring a responsibility around the Official Information Act, it broadens it quite a bit. That is what the Law Commission is saying, and it goes a lot further than my bill. My bill is just a tiny little change to make sure that the Under-Secretaries of this Parliament are subject to the Official Information Act, and I read out some of the clauses and the purposes of the Principal Act, which I would say to the House is incredibly important to refer back to these the purpose of this particular bill, which was passed in 1982, 33 years ago, and it has endured. And I'd like to say that my bill, I believe, enhances and respects this, the purposes of the Principal Act. So we also heard that one of the reasons why members are not supporting it is because Labor didn't do it when we were government. Well, let me tell you, I think we've had 3 or 4 governments since in that time period of 33 years, and any one of those governments could have done it. I draw this distinction by the Clark Labor government and the National government, sir. And I stand to be corrected, but I am not aware of the extent of issues around the Official Information Act during the Clark government that we now have under the Key-led National government. That's just not right. Only yesterday, as I said, sir, there was a decision by the court around the behaviour or the findings against the Minister of Trade. It is relevant to the Principal Act, sir, and I stand here in response to those the kōrero that was given on this, and my comments are related exactly to what members in this House have said. I want to acknowledge the Green Party and the New Zealand First Party for their support on this bill. And I'll just say one more thing in terms of one of the arguments around the cost. What is the cost of open and transparent government? That is a question that we should be answering. And for a member to stand up in this House and to say that is one of the reasons why he is not going to vote for it is very sad. And it is part of the woeful, sad performance of the National-led government on issues around official information, sir. And I stand here before you to say that this is not a vindictive bill. This is not about targeting one person. This is about making better law for this country, and as I quoted before, making better public policy. Nō reira, tēnei ahau I tuku mihi atu kia tātou katoa. Nō reira, tēnā koutou, kia ora mai tātou katoa.
Kia ora. Members, the question is that the motion be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. To the contrary, no. The noes have it. A party vote called for. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
59 opposed.
New Zealand Labour.
32 votes in favour.
Green Party.
14 votes in favour.
New Zealand First.
12 votes in favour.
Maori Party.
2 in favour.
New Zealand.
1 opposed.
United Future.
1 in favour.
Members, the ayes are 61, the noes are 60. The motion is agreed to.
Official Information Parliamentary Under-Secretaries Amendment Bill, first reading.
The question is that the official information... Don't squander the opportunity. Order. The question is that the Official Information Parliamentary Under-Secretaries Amendment Bill be considered by the Government Administration Committee. Those of that opinion will say aye. To the contrary, no. The ayes have it. Call on members' order of the day number 4.